What's going on, you guys? Today, I would just like to go ahead and recap the past week. Today is Thursday, May 8th, I believe, and I would like to do a past recap for the week that we just had, going back to May 1st, which was Thursday of last week. So I've divided the days, the trading days, at least between those blue vertical lines, and we have quite a few days to cover. Some days were winners, others were losers, but regardless, I am excited to share this, and I'm excited to be more consistent in the journaling itself. So we can get started. As you can see, the day is not over. As of right now, it's currently 2:33, so Thursday is still going. Strong day, I might add. That'll be fun, though. We can get into that later. But we can start over here. So this is Thursday of May 1st, and I'll go ahead and zoom in. There we go, so that we can see that a little bit better. So going into Thursday, and I'll zoom into it now, we had a level of resistance, which we can see right here. We can see a rejection, and then we can see a few more along this edge right here. So level of resistance that we're heading back into after that drop we had a couple months ago. And so as we went into that zone, I was expecting a sell-off, and I did take shorts that day. And I was profitable, but it took quite a while, to be honest with you. It did take quite a minute. So here we are. We can see a head and shoulders on H1, but perhaps on M15 it is a little bit clearer. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And so with head and shoulders, a lot of indecision, a lot of sideways movement as it is creating those highs. And this day was quite a struggle. I was in this trade, I want to say, for a long time, to be honest with you, and I was sideways for a little bit too. I was fluctuating between in profit and in drawdown. I don't exactly remember where I entered. More than likely, maybe I entered, I don't know, if I was sideways, perhaps somewhere in this general area, but I really don't remember, so I'm sorry, you guys. Might have been around here, but like I said, I was in pretty much drawdown for the entire day, or not drawdown and profit. A lot of inconsistency because the market was moving sideways, as you guys can see. So this is the beginning from 8 a.m. We had a sharp drop, then we had a sharp climb, another drop, and then sideways movement during that right shoulder. So long day indeed, but the last hour of the market, the last hour of the day, price really plummeted, and that's how I was able to make profit coming off of this resistance area. Going now into Friday, I'm going to talk about this day very briefly. I took one trade and it was a loss, just because I thought that we were going to fall. I'm not really sure why I thought that, to be honest with you, because now that I'm looking at it, you guys can see that we've been in a channel that we created down here, and price is kind of broken above it and then come down into it again. I hope that's clear for everyone. I know it's a little distracting with the other lines, but long story short, we can see the channel that we're in down here with all this volume. We broke out of it and then came back for a retest on Friday, and we had a bounce. I really should have expected that, but I think I took a short that day. I was expecting a continuation to the downside, perhaps. Considering that, well, we had equal highs, during, this is London session, and then early New York, or pre-market, shall you say, we had equal highs, and so I thought that a downtrend was imminent, perhaps, but it was clearly not. As you can see, it pretty much respected this level to the T and bounced immediately, so that was a pretty insane rejection to see. I also want to see if there was a 200 MA there on that day, because that would have been, the icing on the cake, perhaps. And there was M5, so that was a really beautiful move. It kind of fluctuated between the M5 200 for quite a while, really overnight for about 12 hours. So that's pretty impressive until we took off. We also took off. We had news that day. Yeah, 8:30 news, unemployment claims, or perhaps something else, but that really gave the market a push that it needed. So that's 2 days so far, and what I want to do for you guys, I'm just going to clear my stream, make it a little bit easier for everyone to see, and I hope as I go along that, the market will stand out to you more. So now that we covered Thursday and Friday of next week, we're now on Monday of this week. Oh my God, guys, Monday was a day. Monday was the day. So on Monday I was in profit for majority of the day, unfortunately, and I'm ashamed to say this, but I failed. I finished in the red that day. But guys, look at this price action. So this is pre-market now that we're at, and this is market open, or 9:30. So right here, guys, look at this. Oof, what a day, you guys. So just look at the movement. It climbed, obviously, right? We can see that price ultimately did climb for the day before it had a sharp fall. And that's what I was saying, you guys. I was in profit during this climb, but unfortunately, as it fell, I didn't close, and I ended in drawdown just because as the climb was happening, I was adding more contracts, and so I should have closed when we broke out of this upward swing, but I did it, unfortunately. That being said, you guys, Monday was a hard fought day because price was moving up, as we can see, but oh my god, was there indecision, and boy did it move slow, because this is the M5, so this pretty much took the whole day. This is from market open to about 3 o'clock. So if you wanted to capture that move, which was about how many points, about 200 points on NAS, it would have taken you exactly the whole day. And not to say that 200 points isn't a lot, because it definitely is, but I've seen NAS move a whole lot faster than that. So today was definitely hard, or not today, I'm sorry, the first was a hard fought day, but ultimately that was the play for the day, and until we broke out of it. So that was Monday. Now I want to cover Tuesday. Tuesday was, I know Gabe covered this, and I'm sure you guys, if you want to see it, you can. But Gabe and I, we were talking about this play because we both had success on this day, and essentially the play for the day was a buy. I believe we both bought more or less around here, because you can see that we swept these lows. This is M5. I believe that he covered it on H1. I want to see, yeah. So going back to Tuesday, we swept these lows over here and then bounced, which is honestly really great, because we were sort of near a level of support, about 50 points off, and we also swept these previous lows. And I believe there was an MA down here, not the MA, excuse me. There's just the channel that we were in. So we've been in a channel, you guys, or at least respecting the channel for quite some time. So we broke back into this channel because we failed to reject up here. We broke back into it and we found support, and then we bounced. So I hope I hope the cursor made sense, you guys, but that was pretty much the play for Tuesday. We saw the support level, we saw how we swept these lows to the left, and then ultimately this trend line for the channel, and we took buys. We had a pretty successful day too. It was honestly great, and we had a really good exit, because our exit, that's Wednesday, excuse me, you guys. So this is Tuesday. Our exit was actually the 200 on M15. So that was beautiful. It was from one support level to the resistance level, which is honestly key. That's how we're supposed to be doing it. And that was just a beautiful execution. So really happy about that one. All right, you guys. We have 2 days left. We have Wednesday and we have Thursday. Let me drink some water. I'm running out of, not breath, but water is nice. Okay, you guys. So now we're pretty much caught up. We have the last 2 days to talk about. So Wednesday, May 7th, which was yesterday, there was FOMC. And FOMC, I'll get into it. And today, I just want to talk about the news that we had, because there was news events, or really important ones at least, on May 7th and today, May 8th. So yesterday, May 7th, we had FOMC. So we had Powell speaking, which obviously impacts the market a lot. And today we had Trump speaking about news regarding tariffs and deals, and again, that impacts the news pretty heavily. So that being said, a lot of volume today, and we can talk about it now. So pretty much going into Wednesday, I was a little disappointed. I was disappointed because I lost, but ultimately the market does what it needs to do. With that being said, though, there was an opportunity to trade before FOMC, because FOMC came out at 2 o'clock or 2:30, and you could have caught a move earlier in the day. So let me go into Wednesday, like for here, for example, or not even there. Here's another good one, right? We kind of had 8 a.m. go around, and then we had a drop, a pretty significant drop at 10:30, and that was off the 200 MA of M15. Not only that, but this 200 MA is not far from the resistance level, so that was a nice play. You could have captured quite a decent move, about 150 points. After that drop, this is now about 11 a.m., we climbed up, and then we pushed further down. And then by this point, this candle printed at 215. So that being said, guys, we can see it looked pretty bearish because we have a high, a low, a lower high, now a lower low. So at that point, I was in shorts, and I was in profit for quite a while. But as it turns out, when Powell spoke, the market pumped, and so it entered, or not it entered, sorry, it climbed. I got taken out, and then I entered again, perhaps right here, and that was my fault. I shouldn't have entered again after that first initial loss, but it's okay. And then price ultimately climbed again. So this day, as we can see, especially the last half hour of the day, that news completely shifted the market structure. We went from high to low to lower high to lower low to higher high, and then higher low, excuse me. But that's what happened that day. But really insane movement, to be honest with you. Just an impactful news day, indeed, to say the least. Alright, guys. And today was the final day. Today was looking really bearish, you guys. We had the top of the channel again. We have that level of resistance, and we just started falling. This was 8 a.m., 9 a.m. We started falling today earlier during the day. And unfortunately, you guys, I just never entered. I was stubborn, waiting for a pullback that I never received. And ultimately, what ended up happening was that I entered at the bottom. I really wanted to enter on the move today, but I entered at the bottom, and price ultimately reversed on me on the level of support, the 200 MA of M15 and M30, and that trend line. So the move today was bullish. Obviously, it reversed on me, and it was unfortunate. Not to say that those things that I just said don't matter, but Trump also came out today, and his news was definitely influential. But alongside the news, there was these other factors: the M15-200, the M30-200, the M30-200, the trend line, and the support level. But all in all, you guys, that's pretty much the trade recaps for the past week. If you have any questions, leave a comment. We can discuss it.